This is the suspect that is considered armed and dangerous by Lawrence County authorities, who have contacted me this afternoon as we've continued to follow this case of the fugitive that ran from the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department sometime yesterday. The last check was that the suspect had been stopped sometime Sunday in Imboden. And the suspect was found to have several warrants, but whenever authorities detained him, it was said that the man took off on foot. They say he's armed and dangerous because information they've received from the Sharp County Sheriff's Department says that the man was suspected of stealing a vehicle and was known to carry a gun, at least based on information that they had. The man has multiple warrants. Again, his name Jarrett Stanford. Last seen in a pink striped shirt. 32-year-old, 5'10", 200 pounds, and law enforcement officials are searching for the guy using drones, using dogs, and other techniques too. Jamie White, a detective with the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office, contacted me this afternoon and passed along some information. He said the sheriff has been up in Ravenden with deputies all day. State police and the Arkansas Department of Correction also searching an area off of that county road that we mentioned. Lawrence County Road 106 was listed as the area that the guy was thought to be in, although some of the information I received said 109, and they're not terribly far away, but there is a bit of a distance. 106 is the one near Ravenden. Of course, if he was seen 4 hours ago on that county road, he's probably not set in the same place. The idea being that he has been seen or is thought to be somewhere near Ravenden. Let me show you this on a map so you guys have an idea. I've got County Road 106 pulled up, which you can see just a little bit southwest of Ravenden, west of Imboden. That's the last area that's believed to have been where the suspect was spotted. If you have any information about the suspect Jarrett Stanford's whereabouts, we would urge you to contact the local law enforcement agency that serves you, especially if it's thought to be urgent information. You can also contact the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office and pass along those tips. A disturbing new report that has been released by Jonesboro Police Department indicates that DHS ended up taking a 1- and 3-year-old from a dirty hotel room after the parents were found with crystal meth, amongst other drugs and drug paraphernalia items. But that's just the beginning of what was reported. It took place all yesterday. It was 10:08 a.m. Sunday that Jonesboro Police Department responded to the Scottish Inn apartment. It's on Meade Drive, 3116 Meade Drive. They were reported to have heard a number of shouts and screaming and a disturbance, a loud domestic disturbance. So when they arrived at the room, they could already hear two people inside, and they were reportedly fighting. The officers said they knocked on the door and walked inside, and it was not 10 seconds in that they noticed a Faith Hill CD, but it wasn't Faith Hill music inside. It was crystal meth inside of the cover of or on the cover of the CD, it says, the first of several concerning discoveries. Police made contact with two suspects, Matthew Blake, 28 of Jonesboro, and Megan Blake, 23 of Jonesboro, and they also noticed two young children, 1 and 3, and they were in this hotel room sitting at the table. And I'm just getting this visual, this terrifying, sad visual of two children playing games at a table while the parents were, authorities said they asked Matthew Blake, the 28-year-old guy, about the suspected meth, and he told them they already knew what it was. Well, officers aren't really looking to play word games or anything with you, so they asked him again, and this time he told them, yeah, it's meth. But apparently he said it was bad meth. Maybe that's what they were in the house fighting, or in the hotel room fighting about. They did a meth test kit, and they found it was still meth, whether it's bad meth or not. But the jittery male suspect had a hard time sitting still. He asked police to step outside like they were really going to do that so he could talk to his wife. They said no, of course, and they seated him away from his wife. But he kept trying to get up and go over to her and whisper into her ear and talk to her and things like that. They ended up finding out from her that he was trying to get her to take the fall for the meth, according to the report that you can read at neareport.com, pretty detailed. During the search, authorities noted that the conditions were just trashy. One officer said, quote, trash, dirty diapers, wet, mildew clothing, rotting food, and drugs and paraphernalia. These were all the conditions of a small motel room that the children were living in. Matthew Blake was transported to jail after the man was placed into custody, and his wife, I suppose it is, that was there with him, signed a search waiver that led to the discovery of paraphernalia, meth, cannabis, other stuff, pipes being found. One bag with some female sex toys, for some reason, had a whole bunch of drug pipes in it. I'm not sure why. Might end up putting your lips in the wrong thing if you don't watch out what you pull out of that bag. Suspects were only, at least the suspect that was arrested was only the male. The woman, according to the report at least, was not arrested that I could tell. It says he was transported to jail facing charges including possession of Schedule 1 or 2 and a Schedule 6 substance, felony drug paraphernalia, misdemeanor drug paraphernalia, endangering the welfare of a minor, and he apparently gave the officer the wrong identifying information, which will get you an obstructing governmental operations charge across northeast Arkansas, too. 2 DHS caseworkers arrived, took custody of the 2 young victims. The children, the report indicates that no charges were being pursued against Megan Blake, at least as of the time of this report, and I also could not find her on the inmate roster at Craighead County Jail, but Mr. Blake was still listed there as of last check. A woman was arrested for shoplifting over the weekend in Jonesboro after a 3-page report detailed a number of items she's alleged to have taken out of the containers, out of their sealed containers, and then tried to, well, stuff inside of other containers. That's all according to the report from Jonesboro Police Department, where Officer David Stout arrived on the scene after 5 p.m. Sunday to meet with a loss prevention officer or 2. They told the police that the suspect, Megan Shea Goodman, 22, Jonesboro, had been opening packages and concealing items and other things in her basket. 3 pages of suspected stolen merchandise were included in the report. You can see some of the items at neareport.com. It's all over the place. It's not like food or essentials. We're talking about push-up bras, razor refills, pencil cases, men's tees, just weird stuff. The officer contacted Goodman as she was exiting the store, put her in handcuffs, took her back in, ended up finding some Xanaxes on her along with cannabis too. Several credit cards which were not in her name, but they apparently belonged to someone she knew. The report didn't say that, but they didn't charge her with anything for those cards, and somebody showed up. It was a little bit confusing, I'm not going to lie and pretend like that I understood what that was about, but there are charges for theft of a debit card, and she did not get those. Those are more serious charges. Those are actually, I think, felonies. She only ended up with misdemeanors: shoplifting, possession of a Schedule 6 substance, and another possession of a charge there that was a Schedule 4 substance. She was taken to Craighead County Detention Center and bonded out this morning at 8:31 a.m. A couple was gone for nearly 2 hours over the weekend and returned home to find their apartment had been targeted by burglars and that they were missing a number of valuables. This happened at the 600 block of East Alpine Street in Jonesboro. A man arrived home late. It was actually a little bit after midnight Sunday morning, and he found his television missing. That was the first most noticeable item that had been stolen, but he thought for a second, wait a second, maybe this thing got moved, right? He calls his wife, he asks, she says, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And sure enough, it was a theft. But the man noticed then, after looking around, his back door had been kicked in, confirming, of course, what he was already suspecting. Then he found a jewelry box had been pilfered with several items stolen from it. Total, we're talking about a number of several $100s worth of items that had been taken, according to the report with JPD. The home only unoccupied for 2 hours. So was it a burglar watching them leave? Did the burglar get lucky? It almost seems like that somebody watched and knew when they could run in that house, nonetheless, or that apartment. But if you have any idea who that suspect may be, contact Crime Stoppers at 870-935-STOP. You can also contact CID, speak to a detective, 935-6710. A small plane crash was reported over the weekend. This was reported actually in Baxter County. It was 10:15 a.m. yesterday morning that a small single-engine aircraft crash landed at the Gaston's Fly-In Landing Strip. The pilot, 46-year-old Eric S. Neff of Norfolk, Virginia, and the co-pilot and passenger were from Nashville, Tennessee. The co-pilot reported he sustained an injury. Neither the pilot nor the passenger were injured, thankfully. Neff said he was doing a flyover at Gaston's to check the condition of the landing strip, and he banked hard and says that's when he lost engine power. If you can imagine that taking place while you're up in the air, that had to be scary for he and his passengers. Thankfully, they're okay, though. He said he tried to land on the field but saw pedestrians were walking across the landing strip in the path of the plane. Okay? And so the plane ultimately came down and landed on its belly in a hayfield near the landing strip. The aircraft was a 1996 A36 model single-engine fixed-wing plane registered to Flygear LLC of Norfolk, Virginia, which is where I used to live, but that has nothing to do with the story. The incident was referred to the FAA for investigation. Of course, the summary being nobody was seriously hurt.
Family Medical Clinic of Walnut Ridge and Bono are your neighborhood healthcare providers, and we're now accepting new patients. We know you have a tight schedule, so we're here 6 days a week at both locations from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. In Walnut Ridge, stop by 1045 West Main Street or call us to make an appointment, 886-8300. In Bono, we're on Highway 63 North or call 930-9990. Walnut Ridge Family Medical Clinic and Bono Family Medical Clinic, here for you when you need us.
Specializing in unloading contents and packet moves, fully insured and licensed, The Moving Company is the only company to call for your next move. The Moving Company's award-winning team will quickly, safely, and efficiently move your belongings where you need them, whether it's across town or across the country. The Moving Company. Equipped with 2 full-size moving trucks and all the supplies and tools for any move, the Moving Company is prepared for the toughest jobs to the most gentle. To book your next move, give us a call at 882-2842 or send us a message to our Facebook page by searching The Moving Company.
Haley Norris, realtor.
No.
Should I make my hair go like this? Whether you need to buy, sell, or lease. Haley, can I use my hands? Or is that, where are my hands? Where do they go?
Just say,
Haley?
Just say Haley.
Whether you need my expertise. Haley Norris, realtor. Or even do a commercial lease. Haley Norris, realtor. Should I say Remax Real Estate Center or no? Is that too salesy?
No, that's good.
My average days on market is just 50 days. You need my expertise. And that means I'm putting more money back in your pocket.
We've got some thunderstorms rolling in across northeast Arkansas this week as we take a look at your New Wave Wireless weather forecast, home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. Here's what it looks like. You can actually not see much for us tonight, but there is a 30% chance of thunderstorms for the rest of the afternoon. I've kind of got that moved out because by the time a lot of folks watch this afternoon is going to be over with. Now, tonight, we do have a mostly clear forecast on the way. That's the expectation, with a low around 74. It's for Tuesday that we see a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny otherwise with a high near 94. 40% chance for thunderstorms by the time Wednesday rolls around, and it's cooling off too, with a high near 90. By Thursday, showers and thunderstorms are expected. 70% chance, with a mostly cloudy forecast, otherwise a high near 87. Friday, 80% chance of thunderstorms, all but assured to see a stormy weekend at least begin as Friday rolls around. By the time Saturday night and Sunday happen, we're not going to see much in the terms of rainfall, but we're still going to see it on Saturday during the day too. So some storms on the way, and they may start tomorrow. It's 93 degrees with a few clouds in Jonesboro right now. A big story that happened over the last several days, and we didn't get a chance to be there to cover it, but we definitely want to mention it, as the Ricever plant broke ground on their new $20 million Jonesboro facility on Friday. The plant's going to be located, as you can see in this article from our friends at Talk Business and Politics, on CW Post Road in the Craighead County Technology Park. Will employ about 130 workers. It's great. Anytime you have somebody coming into our county and investing money is the universal thing. It doesn't matter what their race is or where their country of origin is, although some people built political platforms out of the fact that they disliked the reasoning behind Chinese and foreign companies investing in Arkansas. That's good. When they bring money here, we make money. They make money, hopefully, too, but we definitely make money. And remember, that's what you want. You want to be the place where people invest. It was cool news to see that actually take place. could be a home for somewhere around 130 of you, at least work-wise, as we head toward the road there of having the Ricever plant finished. And by the way, a lot of folks asking, what do they make? What do they make? Well, they make little machine parts. They kind of like parts that would go in larger creations. I have a Ricever keychain. And it's got kind of a cool little clip on it where you can, it's designed to sort of show off their mechanical construction and their aptitudes for that. So yes, that is what they, I can't tell you they don't, I wish I could tell you they make cool go-karts. It's not as easy to describe as that. They make machine parts, but, it's going to be something else that they're making in Jonesboro, jobs. And that's all on our way as we see that groundbreaking having taken place there. That was on Friday. If you want to read more about that, that's at talkbusiness.net. Our friend George Jared was there and covered it. I got to cover whenever Rice were coming to town and made their initial announcements, excuse me, and was real happy to do that. They were thrilled, by the way, at all of the public relations they ended up getting out of that. If you haven't yet, like us on Facebook and follow us here on our Facebook page. And if you really want to win some points, invite all your friends to like the page too. You can do that from the community section. It's really helpful for us if you want to help us out. You can also find us on the YouTube machine as well. We're on YouTube. We're expanding our presence there, doing more there than ever. So subscribe. I promise I won't bug you to death with notifications if you do. I'm Stan Morris. Now you're up to date. This is NEA.